Hearthfire, Duluth, Minnesota. It's fucking war.
Wow.
Charlotte Sullivan's going to go see the Wormfoe, the guy you see when there's a fucking war. Raimi trails behind like a sullen bitch.
Well, okay. That is how we're doing this today. I was not ready. But yes, Charlotte is in fact going to seek out the Wormfoe.
He's by his camp. You'll see he's got a small table set up. He's actually got a map of the city, and he's seems to be just resting. Not kind of has the clay finished sheet on the table, just resting, leaning on it, looking down at the map, deep in thought.
Yep, she will bring herself around and find herself at attention, at least briefly. Let him kind of disengage from his thoughts.
Look over his shoulder.
If I may, Raya.
Yes. Monroe. Oh, sorry, it would have said you off. Not all right. Blah. Brain.
Oh,
Hard.
that's right. She's just Raying it double hard because he's Wormfoe and it's wartime. So, fuck it. I'm standing by it. I was hoping to seek your approval in doing some surveillance. And she'll actually walk over, kind of glancing at the map, try to kind of get a quick grasp of what's where to pop a finger down.
Well, you can see he's got these. It's like a more narrowed in map of the eastern side of the city.
Oh, will it actually include the area we were in?
Yes.
Beautiful. Then yeah. She'll take a moment and finally pop her finger down. Not on the cafe itself, though is the cafe marked already?
Yes.
Yeah, popping it down just beyond. Here's another point of interest. Is the Ictena's home marked? In any way?
Nope.
So yeah, she'll pop her finger down there.
It's an eyebrow raise.
Before we were collected, we came here to meet with the Ictena. Calls this place home.
They did mention that they were allowing the Ictena to stay on the border of the Protectorate. Not in it, but on the border.
It's a faint nod. I will be going back to fact check, but I had been given the impression that the street business that they're doing was conflicting with that St. Cloud. Thought there was the potential there for a mutual enemy. And I can't say for sure that they gave us up, but I can't for sure say that they didn't.
So you're just going to walk back in there when you have that suspicion?
No. No, remote surveillance.
Remote surveillance. Gives an eyebrow raise.
She gestures, slides the finger over to, tap the cafe. At this point, if I try to get an eye on this, they've probably tagged every electronic with a lens within a certain distance. There's no way I can do it subtly. With spirits, without spirits.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably see me. But in this case, she flicks over, taps back to the original point. They may not be so cautious.
What about the Ictena themselves?
I would expect them to be prepared if I were to use a net spider or spirit. I don't know how adept they are when it comes to actual mundane software.
I want surveillance on both of the locations. I want to see who goes in and goes out. Remote surveillance is fine, but it is limited. I want a mix of both. I want you to paint me a picture of what we're dealing with. I want to see who goes in, who comes out, and when you have that, I want you to take it. All of it. I want Garou casualties.
There's a stiff nod of obedience. Just ho. Yes, sir.
I want a complete picture. I want to know where. I want to know who. I want to know how. If there are any kin, unless they give an honorable surrender, they are the enemy.
Understood.
He gives a firm nod. There's a casino there and a train yard there, pointing. And it kind of gives like the three-pronged area.
Yeah, she will kind of make mental note of each of the places he's tapping. I'm assuming they're all marked.
Yeah, we had there. And there's a construction site where I believe Joanna met her end up there, right at the northeast. Each covers a different point where their assault is coming from. Whatever criminal gangs they've been using have been mainly coming to the train yard and the casino. On top of them, naturally, the pointing at the projects. However, the main source of business, the bar here that you and the Lawless tap, which is close to the casino, is mainly distribution. So when you're done mapping out that project cafe and mapping out everything, I want you to concentrate on that bar. I want you to monitor it. I want you to see fucking everything and trace it back to the casino and bring me what you find. First priority points at the casino, and the Octena. He twitches a bit, and I will roll something for Skyrocker because he mad.
So it's just to make sure it's the casino, the cafe itself,
Train yard,
the train yard,
Uh,
and the construction site.
construction site. The bar is connected to the casino.
All right, and yep, I mean, for what it's worth, she's actually probably pulled out her now wiped phone, but pulls open a document and quickly takes notes to make sure that she doesn't forget. It's the kind of shit she used to do as a Cleith, and you know what? Maybe it was a good habit.
We're not looking to capture. We're looking to kill. They declared war on us. Well, I want blood.
There's a very firm nod.
I want to cut out their supplies to the point where we will have to force them into an open battlefield. So that's what we're going to do. And when we go on an open battlefield, we're going to butcher every last one of them. Unless they give an honorable surrender.
Understood.
Just gives a nod. I'll be having packs divert into different areas, but you'll be mainly doing your own thing. That way there is no crisp communication. If you need to monitor with the other packs, do so. But keep your information to yourselves. If the information ties into what the other packs are doing, work with them. But I don't want any fucking information passed freely like it's candy. I've had enough faults. If you see the pack in the area that you recognize from Hardfire, assume they are on a different directive. And if they have not come to you directly or not come at my behest, then don't engage with them.
Would you like me to contact you if that happens and I'm in a place to do so? To ensure
Yes.
that they're meant to be there.
No, just gives a nod.
Again, understood.
I am having runs through the jungle, do more of a sweep around the area. We believe, pointing at the casino, Jasmine is more than likely there, but we need to work our way towards that objective. Right now, if we go storming in, we'll lose more people. So let's focus on what we can realistically do.
Again, a very firm nod. Understood.
This gives a nod, and almost a kind of you're dismissed nod. You know what I mean? Very businesslike. Very businesslike. You get the impression he's been probably doing this all day, passing orders, you know what I mean? Like Wormfo's
Doing
on
his
his shit.
job.
Yeah, Wormfo's on his shit essentially.
And yeah, with that she will step away. Type, gives the polite nod. In fact, does the, backpedals the 3 steps out of respect before she turns. And continues
He'll-
tippy tapping.
He'll go, Owen, scarred spider. I hear
Yes.
any one of those cleats that doesn't bloody their blade, report them to me immediately. Anyone who hesitates not to bloody their blade or claw, report them to me immediately. I do not care if they're your packmate or if they're your best fucking friend. Report them to me immediately. This is all hands now. If we don't, all this will be under someone's chain.
Understood.
Just gives a nod.
And another pert little nod. The very businesslike. And the respectful disengage.
Yes.
I'll turn a glance to Amy if she's, before she goes back to typing a couple notes.
He looks at you because you're an Adrian looking at him.
And just through the link. Thoughts?
Getting close enough to the cafe will be interesting. But thankfully, the one good thing about downtown areas like that is there are plenty of roofs to sit on, bird watch.
How are you at bird watching?
They're called binoculars mostly.
She flicks a glance, a faint smile. Give me time to jack into the cameras in the area, see what I can get a hold of and what I can't. And then you're gonna move in. So we have eyes on the ground and in the air. As long as I have eyes, it means I can direct you if I need to.
I'll get it closer as far as you need me to, Ryan.
It's a nod. And as she goes back through her notes, got a pretty wide area to cover. Probably going to be spending a lot of time in front of a screen very soon. But first I need to talk to a few people.
And I need to get ready for when you send me in.
It's a nod. But you know what? He's not even pretending to smile, so let's shoot the peony and see if she can suss out how bad it is.
Sure, bud.
Always worth a shot. That is a pretty shitty roll. Let's see what my specialties are to see if any of them pop.
I've got 5
Unless...
successes. Doesn't matter.
Oh, you ho. Yeah, she flicks a glance, studies for a second, then flicks the eyes back to her screen. It's good to see you still in shape to get things done.
I have to be.
Together. Nods. Get together anything you might need. Make yourself a rucksack, a backpack. Any items you might need in a pinch.
It depends on where you want me to go.
You saw where you're putting on the map?
We're starting with the cafe, yes?
We're starting with the area around the cafe and the katana.
Whole area. All right.
It was only maybe a block away.
Yeah.
I'll need time to check in. So you've got time to get together, clothes, spray cans, I don't know, crowbar, whatever you need.
Most of it's something a lockpick can't beat. Simple wire cutters for the thinner fences. Anything else, I'm going to make a ruckus. I'm already a random dude who doesn't blend in the area with a big backpack otherwise.
I think as long as it's... You'll run it over with the truck a couple times. It won't stand out. Before you fill it, preferably. Pitch is a faint smell just to see if he'll take up on it.
Preferably. Run this kind of thing. I can't be seen in general. It's within my wheelhouse.
Put on a big enough hoodie, and even if you're seen, you won't be.
Right.
Be careful.
Indeed.
I'll give you a heads up when I'm actually tapping in. You have till then.
Very all right now.
And she will deviate towards the public housing since it's the most immediate, easy place to get at.
Where you going?
Check in to see if Neri's in, unless she's over very clearly near the hut.
No, Neri's actually just that you can actually probably spot her walking. So it looks like she was after carrying stuff back. You know what I mean? She kind of, you can see her laying them out on the table. You know, with that kind of hair ruffle. You know what I mean? The
And yeah, she'll deviate. Path diverges, reemerges with hers. Can I have a moment of your time, Neri?
just her, you know, auburn hair. Yes.
As I imagine is the case with several people, I've become very invested in learning as much as I can about St. Claude and where these people come from. Thought
Good
perhaps
answer.
as a Galliard you'd have a good grasp.
Grasp on what exactly? You know, she just untangles her hair out of the ponytail and lets it all flow down again.
Well, tales flow in and out of everywhere. I thought tales that come from there, the people from there, the things they've done, the things the Sept has accomplished, the things its members have accomplished or failed. It's a good way to get a grasp of what we're looking at.
Sits down in the chair. And why is that?
It's where these people come from, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Still not an answer.
It means that it's what they grew up in, where they were trained, where they learned to do what they're doing. It's the
Does it
people
not?
that they, I presume, send back to or take from. Knowing the relationship there means knowing the enemy that much better, doesn't it?
Just watching you. Studying. Hmm. I first encountered the St. Cloud when I was in Missouri. am the Sept of Echoing War. The Shadow Lord and Black Fury Sept. I had just recently transferred over from the Cyprian Conclave. After all, they decided to send the Sea Raider out into a place with no sea. Rolls her eyes. Into a place of pure forest. That is where I met the Sept of the St. Cloud the first time. Iowa had many Septs, but we had spread our borders up and they had spread their borders down. I believe the one I met was, she thinks, the longest time. Two, Fanged Smile, Ice Pick, and Quick Shot. They'd be Adrian's now, I think.
Just to make sure, we have actually heard their deed names.
They're all
over the course
visible
of
to
this.
you. They're all visible to you, Katie. Whatever's visible, you know.
Yep. Sorry. I always am sorry. Only a little sorry. Yeah, she nods and likewise gets thoughtful for a second, trying to bring faces to the names.
Ice Pick's the one with the dead eyes.
Yep, I'm seeing that.
Flying Smile's the one you saw watching like Duncan. Well, you know, Quick Shot. That bitch is deadly.
Oh yeah.
We engaged in border skirmishes with them. It took a noticeable amount of the territory. I hear that the Sept is still standing, but it is now under sway. They stopped the Sept of Swimming Cat and Sept of Greenwood. Those two Septs together were far too strong, so they left it at the bottom of Missouri.
They did what?
The Sept of the St. Cloud don't conquer Charlotte. They get tributaries. So technically they own a protectorate, but the tributaries bring, if you get what it is.
She nods.
They don't conquer something. That would mean destroying the cairn. Thus, the worm grows stronger. But if you get tributaries, they kick up a certain amount of resources for the ongoing protection, and think of it like mercenary work. One or two of the specialist groups come out, solve problems, or assist. Now, I had left midway through the main border. I went down along the Kentucky Road. I met our Timmy up around the Great Lakes of Michigan, just coming into the border of Canada. I believe the Sept, it was a Wendigo Sept, Sept of Shining Island, that was it.
And that's where you met her?
So I met our Timmy, yes. A long time ago now. Just after making Fostern. Then we traveled together. She had already forgotten her with her. And we decided to head to here. We originally headed back to the northern woods, but they said we were needed here.
I don't think I've ever asked you why.
That's from my alpha to tell you why, not me.
It's just a nod. The acknowledgement of it, fair enough.
But Sept of the St. Cloud, they are vicious. They attack. They don't relent. And from poor little Ragnar Caldo, You got the experience of what they do. They don't kill you. They humble you. You see. That's why you never get caught by them. They don't plan on killing you. They don't want to. When they don't like killing that much when it's not necessary. But sometimes they kill to make an example. I'm sure he did that to you, right?
Is it not? Katie rolls things.
It's rolling their butt. Huh? Huh?
Just gonna throw some subterfuge into the sky. Because I'm fine. Everything's fine. We're talking business right now. Strictly business. It's actually a pretty good roll.
Yeah, no, she doesn't see shit.
No, she nods. Matter of factly. Yeah.
No, I only fought them for about 2 months before I decided, and the writing was on the wall, and I left. And I don't take kindly to Black Furies. I'm sure you can imagine.
There's like a. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to think of if there's. Is this a common sense thing that Katie has forgotten that I should roll to remember?
What are you trying to do, Katie?
Just the whatever fuss there is between Shadow Lords and Furies.
Shadow Lords and Furies. Shadow Lords are Shadow Lords, Black Furies are Black Furies.
Okay. I can only imagine. Did they take a similar tactic then that they're taking now? Has it changed?
They've gotten more efficient at it.
Said they were skirmishing for 2 months before you left. So yeah.
No. I do remember a big one. Big fucker. Took down one of our runes like she was made of meat.
Like Marcel Beck.
Yeah.
Darker skinned? Or a different one?
Face was all messed up, like his skin was all scarred.
Mm. You saw that one?
Not. Very good killer.
I bet he is. I'd still be with them if he wasn't. I don't think any of them would still be there if they weren't.
Do you think anyone would still be here if we weren't good killers, Charlotte?
It's a thoughtful kind of steeple of the hands. Though in the end, she lets it go. Shakes her head. No, I suppose not.
And he just sits there staring.
they rely on a number of tributaries? Just the one base sept?
No, it's yep. From what I remember.
Do you know anything about the sept they actually come from?
It's a Shadow Lord and Bone Narsept. Few Glasswalkers too.
And I imagine, all things considered, it's hardly left unguarded.
No. I imagine the Force that's here is the initial war party before they sent to see how well they do. Maybe if it's a personal vendetta, then it's the elite, while the rest of them keep watch over the sept. Why are you going to sack it?
No. No.
Yeah, she just watches.
Does the alpha usually make an appearance?
No
While
alpha
these things
usually.
are happening?
No alpha usually makes an appearance unless it's something that they feel they need to.
She just kind of splays the hands. It seems strange, but for all I know,
What did he say?
it's personal.
Then there you have your reason. If you want it done right, you better do it yourself, as the saying goes sometimes. I imagine alphas follow the similar thing.
I imagine they do. Kind of just thinking, processing, digesting. Do we have any idea how many people they have sway over at this point?
If I remember correctly, they will probably start from St. Cloud, stop at the Sioux Falls, Sioux City, Desmodones, and stop right down to the border of Missouri. To where Sept of Echoing Water is just before you hit Columbia. So probably just before you're Kansas. I imagine the only reason they're allowed that is he probably has permission from, well, Chicago. After all, that's Shadow Lord Central, I hear.
I hear much the same.
So I imagine if he's moving that type of ground, he must have very good connections there to be able to hold it, or he's trusted to hold it, if you get what I'm saying.
I think so.
There's a nod.
You think he's taken everything between there and here?
He hasn't taken it. You keep misunderstanding.
Claimed.
It's not even claimed. It's an agreement.
Forged agreements with, then.
I imagine he has. There's not that many septs there, but there's enough to have a decent spread of the territory. From what I remember. I imagine the Lost Flame is looking pretty nervous. Which should be in point. If we don't beat them back, they'll be the next target.
There's finally a hair ruffle. Honestly, I'm surprised they circumvented them at all.
Personal. She'll finally fucking say as he takes a drink. Personal. He said it's personal. If it was business, he would have taken them out. But it's personal.
She just nods. Suppose it being an emotional decision is the only thing that makes sense about it.
From what my alpha said, that apparently we murdered his family. I imagine he doesn't have the restraint my alpha does when you deal with murdered family.
Apparently not. Is there anything else you remember about them from back then?
Not really.
Thank you for your time.
No problem, right?
And she starts, just pulls herself up. Then it keeps rolling it around in her head. And yeah, honestly, we'll probably just with a polite nod again. Thanks for the time and the.
Oh, Neri's gone by the time we stand up. She just stands up and walks off.
Oh well, all right then. Yeah. She'll digest. She'll take a couple notes in the wake of it. Keep it all straight in her head. We'll probably actually pull up a map and eyeball where all these places that Neri's mentioned are.
Yes.
And she mentioned all these states and whatnot.
It's like we're at the border of Minnesota, Iowa, Kansas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just gonna actually pull up a map and try to wrap my head around it all.
Okay. You doing anything else?
Yeah, she'll be heading. Actually, has Carves even been on Sept?
Yeah, he's on set.
Yeah, fuck it. She'll go look for the big man.
He is chatting to Perfidy.
Hey, Charlotte, you found Remy again.
Yeah.
He's not like right up in their conversation. He's just sitting nearby.
There's an inquisitive ping.
I can't hear what they're saying.
Which of them did you have business with?
I just came up here to sit is all.
Hmm. Fair enough. Then she will move around to where she's conventionally visible and will find a place to take a seat and wait until the two are done. Because their business is their business.
You can see them chatting. Just idly, they're both taking a drink. You know what I mean? It's quite casual. Seems to be casual anyway.
Well, that's good. Boy.
What you doing?
Well, in that case, if it is casual chatter, that means there is no real cause for hesitating. Why can't I find the thing I want? So I'm looking in the wrong place. So yeah, fuck it. She'll move to engage.
But the last thing you hear before you walk over is like, just think about what I said, Julie, alright? And then, Perfect will look over, seeing Charlotte coming. Takes a slow sip.
Polite nod is offered on the way in when she is noted.
It's turn. Charlotte Sullivan.
There's the path. I was hoping for a moment of your time.
Oh, sure. I always can make a moment of your time for you, my dear. You stand up.
And she will let him. I assume he means to step aside and let Perfidy
Yeah.
have her drink.
Pretty much.
So yeah, she'll step away with them.
You just round the corner, so you're probably walking along like the porch. So what
Yeah.
can I do for you this fine evening, then, Charlotte?
I was hoping that you might be able to tell me a tale.
Tell you a tale of what?
I want to know about St. Cloud.
Oh, do you? Why'd you want to know that? Well, I probably do. I can probably already guess why you want to know that, but what do you want to know about St. Cloud? It's all very well and good giving me, I want to know about this. Give me the vaguest answer possible. Come on, Charlotte. We're both glasswalkers here. Detail, honey. Detail.
I don't have much ability to get Overwatch directly on these people. Not in a way where I can hear their conversations, here's what matters to them, hear how they work. So what I have to go on are stories.
Do you know? Why's that?
At least thus far, I have been pushed back at every turn. I will be making a more concerted effort. But in the meantime, understanding more about how they work, what they do, how they do it, who they are, all these things get sung every time you gain rank.
I see. You want to get personal. No. I get it. Don't you worry. Smile. Oh, I see. Smiles to himself. Well, then, let me think. Septa St. Cloud. There is a name. Well, I can tell you this. Shadow Lord Run. Xavier Crowscale's been on that mantle for about now 25 years, about that. Iron Leadership. Runs a pretty tight ship over there. If he's here, that means his beta is back at the set naturally. You know what I mean? That type of run ship. Both the Shadow Lords. From what I remember.
Has this beta stood as long as he has?
Beta's been there about 10. The last beta had an accident, if you get what I'm saying. Very tragic.
Sounds downright unfortunate.
Sounds downright Shadow Lord, if you ask me. Everybody be having accidents.
Luckily, you're just the man I'm asking.
Luckily. If he's here, that means he's brought his actual pack with him, and they are no joke. From what I remember, the Vipers they're called. They follow Adam. Nasty fucker.
They what?
They follow Adder.
Oh.
I couldn't tell you about the other ones. I do know they're called the Kings, and I know their alpha's called Buzzard. But he's only up and coming in the game about 2 years, so he was before my time in that area. After my time, so.
Are you in their immediate area?
Long time ago, I was up around Minneapolis for a bit, doing some work and doing some diplomacy, as we call it, for the Sept. And well, the first place you go to is St. Cloud. Why, are you suspicious of me again?
No? Just trying to
No.
understand.
Oh no, it's just that tone you keep using with me all the time. It's like, oh golly gee, smiling back at her.
You do never fail to surprise me.
Charlotte Sullivan, this Sept wouldn't be half of what it is if we weren't good diplomats and good negotiators. Marcus knows that. Siggy knows that. Skyroper knows that. We may be a vicious get offender Sept. We have got some vicious people working as our voices. So, would I be really not doing my job if I didn't know how to make sure that nobody came around the way? I think this isn't the first time we've been at war, and it won't be the last.
I heard it's been a good long time.
It's been a good long couple of years. It's been good. But like I said, this ain't the first, and it won't be the last. So I am open for business 24/7. Winks. Like I
Open
said,
for
Charlotte,
business.
he seems the most ready for warfare. Out of which surprised you. It's almost like Cars is like, oh yeah, he's in the zone. You know what I mean? Well, of course, opening the business to make sure my Sept doesn't get ransacked by a bunch of shadow lords. The fuck business do you think this is?
She offers a shrug, because let's be honest, she knows Carves is capable. She doesn't know everything he's capable of.
Do you really think I'll betray my own Sept, Charlotte Sullivan? Let's lean forward, like getting right up to her nose, smirking.
No? I don't.
Well, good. Because if you did think that, I'd have to kill you. I don't abide traitors, you see. Especially to my home Sept. Or people who think I'm a traitor.
I am sure I've said many fine things since
Oh,
I
I
made
know what.
Cleith, but
Oh, I know what you said about me, honey. Let's not get into it. We'll just get mad and you'll do your pouty face, and then Michelle will never get a casserole off you ever again.
never that.
We'll see. But anyway, down you were saying St. Cloud. Starts clicking his fingers. I can tell you who I remember from meeting the Vipers. That was about 2 years ago.
Only two.
Yeah, we don't really need much from them. To be honest, when do you want to do business with Shadow Lords, if you get what I'm saying? We got the boys, but they didn't come from St. Cloud. They came from Undergrove came from Chicago. A couple of others came from Virginia. Vincent came from fucking Michigan. So we had no real interest, if you get what I'm saying. Only made them if you had to, if you get what I mean.
They're not. What were the parameters of that meeting?
Mainly to establish which territory is there, who's there, what's there. You know what I mean? The court of Wisconsin was doing their shit. It was like one of those big meetings y'all went over for.
Oh.
I tell you who used to be over there, though, and this is going to shock you. Why do you think he got so fucking angry when Julia got taken?
Looks a glance. Just the
Well-
what?
Before he got shipped to the Amazon, Runs, Julia, and Siege Engine, they all met in the Amazon. Siege Engine used to be from Sept of the St. Cloud, but they all got shipped over as part of the, leaning into his tribal initiative. They needed more, you know what I mean?
Representation.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
There's a
somewhere,
faint shrug.
somewhere, Charlotte looks off and just sees Black Ops shit written in the sky. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Runs was the first over there. Then Julia, well, they all met on the warfront. Runs was already a fasting by that point. They were still two clears. Siege engine was originally from Sept of the St. Cloud. That's why I got so fucking angry. He doesn't recognize it as his home set naturally.
I imagine not.
Well, imagine that. He's firmly with the crows. Loyalty and all that, I hear.
That seemed to be a big theme.
When it's convenient.
It's a kind of a curious look. She's not like going big old senpai eyes, just an inquisitive kind of glance, but ain't gonna push it. In which case, Siege probably knows the members better than anyone.
Probably. Why is so fucking eager to kill him, probably.
Very probably.
But the members of Opposite met, there was a big menace, girl named Emma, vicious galliard. Ooh, man, oh man. If she was a kinfolk now, we. I hadn't met Michelle. Oh, Lord, Charlotte, that woman knows how to fucking weave. Old Ragabass smiled too much, that guy. But I seen him kill. Devious. Devious motherfucker. And the Glasswalker. Fang Smile, they called him. Decided to take him over. Shadow Lord looking name. Older. From kind of the early days, you know what I mean? Knew your pops, if I remember correctly. Or, well, at least worked in the similar field as him.
There's a sharper glance. Just the what now?
Don't believe they worked in the same area, but I do believe Fang Smile was over for a process and Runs met him years ago. They were handling some sensitive business.
Oh. I do believe you made mention of it, yes.
I'm sure he did. But that was years and years ago. Haven't seen each other since. You know, that type of one job, you don't ask any questions. You know what I mean? You know the score.
It's nodding.
But that's all I know about Ruffin. Tell me, Charlotte, is your boy Remy alright? He does seem to linger.
He just kind of gives a casual glance over to wherever Ramey's still plunked.
He's next to Perfidy now. Like you two moved away and he got over there somehow.
Seems to be taking it well.
Is he?
If not, he's faking it convincingly.
That's the trouble with people faking it. You never know when they're gonna snap next. I did meet your little Omega, by the way. Very engaging girl, Charlotte.
I'm trying to remember if that was when Charlotte literally said his name and he appeared. She's like, I do seem to remember that.
Oh, but very engaging girl. So innocent. Hard to believe she grew up in the court of Wisconsin, I might add. Either that or she's very convincing.
Makes you say that?
Well, she wouldn't be a fucking Omega if she was capable now, would she? Winks.
You know what? She doesn't make a bitch face, but it's the
Must be very interesting, Charlotte. He put his arm around her and walks around. For a Trimmonson follower to be humbled like that and by another Rorikson, I imagine the Trimmonsons are keeping very quiet about that.
One might even think that the details of the situation speak for themselves.
Mm-mm-mm. I know. I'm just saying. Mm-mm-mm. And that Fiona boy. A lot of fire in him out here.
Quite so.
Careful, don't get burned by it, honey. Fiona run awful hot.
They do.
Word to the wise, though, Charlotte. You lean in and smile. He burns a bit too bright for my liking. Made a real big target for himself. But then again, that comes with the territory when you're a Galleon. You gotta sing the loudest now, and everybody's gonna be watching what you do next. The true Galleon, well, the true Philodonks, they're the ones you don't see coming. The quiet ones. When they sing the loudest, and when they judge the fiercest. People who burn the brightest, oh yeah, they cast a big light. But then an empty shadow when they go away. Let me ask you something, Charlotte. Lean in. Now I know this is going to be personal, but I feel like we've known each other long enough now. When that man did what he did to your people out there, did you notice how quiet the Fianna got? Did you notice how quiet everybody got who's supposedly men who are capable, or women?
It's one of those things where he brings it up and I will roll again because she's bracing herself. It's like, when you were out there and this happened and she's just like, ugh,
He's not like. You go ahead though.
It's
Well-
more to see how telling the signals she throws out are going to be. Oh, she's doing pretty good today. Holy shit. Her specialty won't pop though, so it's just 5.
I think he beat you by 1.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Just by 1. He
No.
just catches it.
It's one of those things where he's like, someone you were out there and it's the subtle just kind of pull in and hold the breath, the brace. She doesn't know what to expect, but she just
honey. Oh, honey.
pulls
Do
herself
you think,
together a bit.
you think I'm gonna slide the knife in? Mm-mm-mm. No. And smiles.
I can't say that they were any more quiet than the rest of us.
Oh no, but did you not see what happened? Not see how they look now? I thought smart girl you spotted already.
About what?
Well, if I have to tell you, you wouldn't be an Adrian now, would I?
I suppose not. I was hoping for context.
Oh, I bet you were, but I think you already know the context. I bet you right now, young Remy's listening to your head, festering away and gonna think of all sorts of horrible thoughts to do, but in reality, in that moment, all of you, this is the scary thing for everyone that got to face. In that moment, when death came looking at you right in the eyes, even that Mac Duncan kid, silent. Now, nobody's calling you a coward. No. Nobody would dream of doing that. Because you're not. But, fundamentally, they saw who you really were underneath all the shell. Each and every one of you. And that knowledge is how they're going to have power over you. It's a shame, really. Xavier, not a taste, but terrible method of how he gets that knowledge. Not my style at all.
Not in the slightest.
No, because I'll be real. I already know what you're like underneath all the armor. And him. And your pack. It's written all over your faces from the day I saw you all.
Even
You
the
don't
newest
hide it.
ones.
Especially the newest ones. Hell, they don't even realize that they're wearing it. I mean, come here, look. New Walker and point at Remy. Look at that.
I mean, to be honest, she doesn't seem upset at all. She's just kind of fascinated. In her case, he's known her since she was a cub. So, of course, by now he's had plenty of time to figure her out.
Look at that. And he won't point to make it overly obvious, but he'll just lean up against Charlotte's shoulder, her right shoulder. Look at that. Look at him. Don't you see it?
And you know what? I'm assuming we don't need rolls for this.
Whatever you want to do, Katie.
Let's pitch another peony at Little Raggy Bay. It's the reading again, the kind of posture expression combo he's got going on while he's talking to Perfidy.
I beat you by one.
You're an ass. But he still hasn't put on the fake smile again yet. Has he?
Nope. It's like you've been dealing with an entirely different person.
He'll whisper into Charlotte's ear, and oh, that voice, like the devil itself. All I'm waiting for is when he starts smiling again and how real it's gonna be. That's the exciting bit. Because that is when you truly know he hasn't moved on. Not in the way he thinks he has. But you're not me. No matter how much you try to be. I suspect you won't see that right until the very end.
I imagined if I tried to be, it'd be like the equivalent of a 5-year-old walking around in their dad's shoes.
If that's the way you want to. If that's the way you want to sell yourself, Charlotte, I have worn myself thin, telling you otherwise. So if that's how you want to treat yourself after what just happened, okay. But he's watching you. You just slide away like the fucking hawk that he is. And the last thing you hear from Kara's is silky tongue. And he's waiting for you to be weak. Just like the fire.
God damn it, Carves.
Hey.
Yep. She just pulls in another breath. Lets it out.
Why you gotta get in my head, Carves, all the time?
Yep. It's the I'm fine, I'm calm, everything's fine. I'm not giving that more than a second thought. Nope. Nope. It's totally not in my head now. It's
late.
fine. Yeah, it's in there. Like a fucking worm. Just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, Perfect's just sitting there. She hasn't said a goddamn thing to her. She's just staring off, drinking.
Neither of them have said anything.
There's just kind of a casual glance as she, reorients herself. Flicks a glance over at the pair of them. And just in the back of Ramy's head is, are you two even talking?
We don't have to. You need me for something, Raya?
Get yourself ready. I'm about to go try to tap in.
Gets up. I'll go get my tools.
So you could go see anything else, Charlotte?
Let me look and make sure I'm not forgetting everything known to man. Because I am sure there are other people I wanted to talk to.
Yeah, there's one last look at Perfidy, and then he just moves on because he was told to go get ready.
Nothing there. Did I mention something when I was starting this and then completely fucking space on it?
I don't know, Katie. What are you doing?
That's at least one Glasswalker Theurge to counter, which is fucking rough. That's why we're not gonna Theurge it. Fuck it. We're gonna go in fucking straight up manual. I think the only other people I needed to talk to were all Blue Book worthy.
It's up to you.
I think. Sorry, let me take one last glance before I let you go. By the by, it does bear mention when people look to the crags, is that thing still there?
What thing?
Fenris.
Not on the Taloran.
Well, I'm never quite sure. Materialize is a thing. I wouldn't put it past people.
No, not on the Taloran.
Thank God. All right. Da-da-da-da-da.
You do notice the fog in the crags is thick and icy. Even on a warm day, there is always ice around the water in the crags now. Always.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna do a smart thing because I am a smart girl,
Mm-hmm.
and probably again obnoxiously pulling the number out of a notebook because she doesn't have them all keyed back into her phone yet. We'll give friends a quick dial before she actually settles in on the laptop. Probably if she's like getting in, pulling her shit together, cracking the knuckles and all, but before she starts, I'm gonna call up runs.
Hello?
Hey,
Yes?
I am about to start digging into, and she will give a rough idea of like this area of the city. Trying to get into whatever cameras, lenses I can. Are there any particular things I should be worried about? And is there anything there of yours that I might unsettle?
I don't work in that area, Charlotte.
Better safe than sorry. I thought I would ask.
I don't work in that area. I am doing something else.
All right. Thank you.
He even sounds overworked. You can even tell just by the tone of voice. You know what I mean? He just sounds. I imagine a lot of people have come to him because he's like one of the best city theaters, so he just sounds tired. You know what I mean?
She just earnestly thanks him. Lets the poor guy go.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
know.
nag him unnecessarily.
He would just say, "There's nothing there that I know of, and always be careful if you're dealing with that of net spiders and other things that can tap into your thing. Beware of firewalls. You can maybe be able to hack into a network, but once you're in and they find that you're in, they can counteract you and push you out and be able to trace you back. So keep a weather eye on occasion when you're doing it. Don't get comfortable."
Understood.
Is that everything?
Thank you, Ren.
He'll hang up. Like, he just sounds exhausted. The poor guy's probably been working non-stop since the fucking news came in.
No, she will let that poor fucker go back to all the other things he needs to worry about that are not her. Yep. She'll kick up the laptop, make a quick backup, remove the external,
Yes.
and wipe the thing relatively clean. Make sure all her files are fucking out. And yeah, besides the programs she needs to aid her in doing this, we'll start tapping in, seeing if she can navigate her way into essentially the city infrastructure in that area. Things like the traffic cams.
We are going to handle that via blue booking because
Yep, that is fine.
yes, because there will be certain things you got to do before I pull you into a scene for that and stealth mission with Remy. So there'll be blue booking for that.
She just kind of gets to work.
Yes. Anyone else want to do anything, or any NPCs they want to see?
I'm sorry, I can't think of anything in particular at the moment.
Okay.
You're free.